What's up YouTube? For today's video, we have we got a struggle sweep with Rampardos. So we're going to use the big Rampardos, one of my very favorite Pokemon, and we're going to only use struggle. So this is going to be a really interesting video, and I really hope you guys enjoy this one. I put a lot of time into this. Pretty much just lots and lots of attempts. So I actually did a struggle team about a week or so ago. If you guys haven't checked that out, make sure you do. It's pretty cool, and this Pokemon Sweep I was doing actually inspired this team, but obviously this didn't happen to now. I've been trying this for a very, very long time. Okay, so Struggle is quite an interesting move. It's got quite a few different mechanics and stuff surrounding it. So what I'll be doing is I'll be explaining some of those so you guys understand what's happening if you're a new player or you just don't know a lot about the move Struggle, or if you're just interested. I'll also be explaining my strategy as well as this goes on, and I really hope you enjoyed the battle. Alright, so let's explain a couple of things about Struggle, but before I do that, I'm going to be leading with my Levany, and I'm just going to be setting up Sticky Web. Now, Sticky Web wasn't actually super important for this team. I had an opportunity to set up, so I did. It wasn't 100% needed. I actually had another way to boost my Rampardos' speed with the Rampardos as well, so that's quite interesting, but you'll see why in a sec. But back to Struggle. So pretty much the move Struggle is not a TM, it's not a HM, it's not a move tuner move. It's a move you can only use when you've run out of PP, or if you're locked into using one move. Say you've got a choice item and someone uses like Taunt on you, and it's a status move, or Torment, and you're forced to use a different move. So pretty much there some of the occasions that you'll be using Struggle in. Now Struggle actually is a typeless move, so being a typeless move, it doesn't receive anything like Stab. So same type attack boost for any just new or beginning people who don't play a lot of Pokemon. And you can't actually get like a Stab for it either. So say if you use Burn Up and you make yourself typeless and you use Struggle, that sort of thing doesn't work either. So there's a lot of little strategies behind it. Now also Struggle itself is a actually 100% move. It actually ignores all the modifiers, evasion modifiers, except for stuff like Dig and Fly, where you're semi-invulnerable. So what Struggle does is every time you use Struggle right, you do a quarter damage to yourself. So it's quite it's a horrible move. So you do a quarter damage to yourself. Also, I want to note it isn't actually boosted by the ability Reckless either. So that's kind of a bummer. It's also only 50 base power too. So 50 base power typeless move, and it can't get stabbed. So it's a horrible move. Also in this at this bit I was using a couple of Smeagol's, and I was actually passing Aquaring and Ingrain along in my team. This took a fair lot of setting up, as you can probably notice. Now I had Grassy Terrain for some extra healing too, and also it's to note I had a Terrain Extender on my Levany. Alright, back to a couple more things on the Struggle. So, it's also unaffected by stuff like Normal Gem, because it's a typeless move. I see some people think, I see some like misconception about it, so I just want to spread some information. Now, also, if the opponent uses Substitute and you use Struggle, you will still take damage from the Struggle, so that's another thing. It also can't be copied by like Mirror Move and things like that, so that was only a recent one. It's also a contacting move. It can be affected by Protect and held items like King's Rock, and you can have a choice band to boost the power of it too. It also can be affected by stat boost too, which is interesting. So it's still a move, and it can still be affected by stat boost. So that's pretty much just some interesting information for you guys if you were kind of curious about the move Struggle. Now I did do a full team on Struggle, so if you want to check that one out afterwards, it actually shows some really cool strategies with the move Struggle. Okay, so we got a couple of things off with Aquaring and Ingrain, and we're going to go to Umbreon. Now, this Umbreon definitely wasn't 100% needed. I actually only swapped it in because I had time to against the Nidoqueen, and it's a very bulky special defensive Pokemon. Mostly it is, but this one was actually more of a defensive one. I was running max health, max defense, so I still was taking things fairly well, and obviously I was getting a lot of recovery from the Grassy Terrain. With the Extender, gave it 8 turns. I had Ingrain and I had Aquaring, so lots of recovery there. Obviously, you might be able to see where this one is going. So we got now Nidoqueen go for another Earth Power here on my Umbreon. I'm going to go for a Focus Energy. Now this EV that I obviously is now Umbreon, I actually got all the way from Gen 1. You get Focus Energy on the Virtual Console, so a nice little move to throw on the Umbreon. And obviously I've got Baton Pass, so a lot of this is a Baton Pass team. Usually I don't use Baton Pass, but in this case I really had to, and it's such a specific horrible move to use, but I thought it'd be really interesting to try this one out. So we got a Nidoqueen swapping it, and we got a Machamp actually coming in. Machamp's quite a scary Pokemon. this could easily one-shot my Umbreon, just close combat, Dino Punch, anything like that. I'm actually going to be going for a bat and pass here. All I wanted to actually was to pass along the critical hit chance. Now, critical hit chance, that is another struggle, can actually be affected by critical hit chance, which is another cool thing to know. Alright, so we're going to go into the Hypno here. Now, Hypno is quite a key player in this team. Not that it was actually going to give it stats or anything like that, but it has a really cool move, and I thought it was actually quite interesting to use on this team. If you remember earlier on, I actually mentioned Rampardos could actually use a move why it was using struggle or like boosting its speed. I'm going to show you how I did it on this one. So we got the Galvantula coming in here. It's going to take a little bit of stealth rock damage. I'm going to go for the magic room. Now, if you don't know what magic room does, it actually ignores items. So you may think, oh, that's kind of a useless move. Why would you be doing that for? I'll explain. So firstly, Magic Room goes for 5 turns. I don't want it lasting too many turns with my Rampardos. I want it to only have like a couple more turns left before I bat and pass the rest of the stats off into it. So I actually get a double protect there on the Hypno, which is really great there. Bug Buzz is really going to destroy me. That's going to be a definitely a 2-hit KO. And now we're going to get a Galvantula going for a Bug Buzz on my Hypno. And the Magic Room still has one more turn up on the Rampardos to allow it to use a special move. I really hope you guys enjoy this. Like the video if you enjoy it. Peace. Alright, I really hope you enjoyed that video and found it interesting at least, or learned something new. Let's go over what the team strategy was and what was actually going on in the video. So obviously you've seen me passing along Ingrain and Aquaring, so obviously they were used to get some health recovery back on the Rampardos. Now you probably think, oh, it might have been good to use like leftovers or something like that. The reason I didn't use leftovers because my item was Assault Vest. So if you guys didn't know, when Assault Vest is attached, you can't use any status moves. So right, you cannot pick them at all, and it'll only pick like offensive moves, like, you know, special attacking, physical attacking moves. So I deliberately gave the Rampardos Rock Polish. I actually also had Protect as well. I made note on that one, and pretty much, if you remember, when my Hypno used Magic Room, that actually got rid of the items, right, for 5 turns. So when I swapped into Rampardos, I could use Rock Polish for 1 turn because I had 1 turn remaining. And then obviously the Assault Vest effects came back into effect when the Magic Room run out, and then I was forced to use Struggle. So that was pretty cool, actually getting a move off on my Rampardos being a Rock Polish. And if I did mention, I had Sticky Web up, but just in case there was any Choice Scarf users, that was quite good as well. And I also had Protect on there too. So say if Magic Room had like 2 turns instead of like 1, I could use Protect to stall it out, right? And yeah, I could still struggle with all those moves because they were status. So I hope that explains that one nicely if you didn't get that. That's pretty much it. I gave Rampardos this week because it has a massive attack stat, Adamant Nature, max attack, and max speed. It's just humongous when you check its attack stat. And there's all the builds for others. We had a couple of Smeagol's there. I had a couple of goes at doing this team with different Pokemon. When I say a couple, I mean a couple hundred for sure. And I changed my team up so many times. There's probably more ways you could do this, but I found this the most solid way. And I like the fact that I could use Magic Room and a move with the Rampardos. You definitely wouldn't have to do it, but I thought it was interesting, and I didn't have to rely on other Pokemon unless I was able, in case I wasn't able to get like a Sticky Web up or other things like that. And or you could just use any Baton Passer. Or I was actually thinking of using Sword Dance as well. That was a little bit difficult though because I couldn't take any hits whatsoever because Struggle did a quarter damage. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that one, and I'll see you in the I'd say during the week. I've got a tennis tournament and stuff, and I'm probably going to be a little bit sore over the weekend, so I may not actually upload till Monday. All right, people. Really hope you enjoyed this one. If this is your first time watching my videos, make sure you subscribe there. I do put some interesting videos out, and I may make you laugh. And yeah, see you, people. Peace.